Hello viewers, well Gamescom will soon be upon us in the next week and we look forward to a number of the new titles that are going to be coming out over the next few months, as well as some that we know about and perhaps some we don't know about. Recently on the channel you've seen some of my exclusive WRC Generations content. I really appreciate the opportunity for a hands on that. I am passionate about rally driving, all types of driving games, but I do particularly like a bit of the rally action. It's great to get a hands on and see some of the stages I've enjoyed in the previous WRC games making it to this new game, along with some of those classic cars as well. So WRC content will continue. As you watch this now, you'll be seeing part 2, another hour of action on Steam, which will be on the channel next week, along with a full preview to come during Gamescom. Watch this space, and if you have questions I will try to answer those in a future video, to try answer any questions and concerns when I can. So apart from WRC, we've got a few more games that are likely to be shown at the show. There is rumours that Need for Speed will be shown. So Need for Speed has had a bumpy ride, it's fair to say, over the past few years. Funny, isn't it? You know, Need for Speed has several identities. You know, the first version of the game was, you know, about driving sports cars, and you could drive sensibly and never come up against a police car, or you could drive, you know, have a race, and it was the idea, the feeling of being in a Ferrari or a Viper or a, you know, a Lamborghini. It was all about Road and Track magazine, and it got more racy and arcadey as it moved to PlayStation, and then it changed a lot in Need for Speed 2, a lot more arcade-like, and Need for Speed 3, the same thing, and then it became bigger and bolder, and this underground car culture, and it changed completely in terms of what it was. And then we had Shift. It's a game that's all over the place. We really don't know, and the problem with Need for Speed gamers is they have a lot of rose-tinted specs of, I thought this Need for Speed game was the best ever years and years ago, and actually a lot of these games are not nearly as good as you think they were. There's a couple of standout Need for Speed games, and the rest really aren't all that good. There's a lot of dross in there. Some of them, you know, even something like Need for Speed The Run, it was fun the first time you played it, but after that it's effectively done. And so we look forward to what this version will be. We hear rumours that it could have anime somehow, anime style, Initial D style, who knows. I've already done a little bit of anime style in terms of my grid racing, so my anime guy's ready to go and test it out. So we might see a trailer. I don't think we'll see much more if EA is showing it off this week. Let's hope it's a good game. Let's hope EA have given the developers time to finish it, flesh it out, you know, make it work, rather than just saying that's it. You know, you hit the end of your time, kick it out the door, finished or not. I really hope EA give the developers the time, and there's not huge DLC paywalls for us to get the best cars in the game. We all know EA love a bit of DLC. Let's hope that doesn't get in the way of it. So Need for Speed, watch this space. Forza Motorsport will likely be shown again. Microsoft highly likely will have a new trailer on Forza Motorsport. I say highly likely because we really don't know. They might have nothing on Forza Motorsport till later this year, but it does seem to be a good opportunity, given the not entirely positive reception to the previous trailer that for me was well off base in terms of the way it was put together, marketed. We need a Forza Motorsport trailer, and let's see if they've got something there that really does capture the ethos of Forza Motorsport. Love Forza Motorsport. I mentioned it all before, didn't necessarily like the direction it went in recent titles. Let's see if they can steer it back on course. A fresh new start, a new beginning. I have to say I didn't actually get that from the early presentation. It looked like just an extension of what we've seen before. But let's wait and see. They need a new trailer. They need to inject some new energy into Forza Motorsport. Let's see what they come up with. Besides that, I'll be producing a bit more content on Redout 2 in the next... it was a game that sort of passed me by a few months ago. I'm going to put a bit more time into that. And also a look at F1 22 as well. I don't have any footage on it right now, so we'll look at Redout. But a bit of F1 22, going to jump on that. Maybe pick up on a bit of a review discussing that game further, see how it all comes together. So those are the main titles. Obviously there's the odd Dakar Desert Rally, also that's likely to be shown. We'll see what comes of that. Gameplay is all important this time. On the previous Dakar, the very passionate developers, but ultimately the physics weren't there, the notes were over complex. It needed another year of development. Now it's had that extra time of development. They've got real potential to produce something here for the fans. I'm open to seeing how it all comes together, so we might see a bit more gameplay at Gamescom on that. And then other than that, it's going to be indie titles, lots of indie titles, new racing games of varying quality, no doubt. Perhaps the odd DLC announcement. There are a couple of big announcements that haven't happened this year. It's been a bit slow in terms of content, and I don't know if they're going to happen or not. But there is maybe a big new announcement coming at the show, something that we haven't talked about before. Let's wait and see. But other than that, I'll be back on to WRC Generations. Expect a very detailed preview coming up, as well as several previews supporting that as well, really going into depth with the cars, the physics, the different stages, the conditions, as well as the other modes in the game, exploring new modes as well. There's some new stuff in there that hasn't been in a WRC game before. It's WRC Generations. It's the game that completes this generation. It's of the Xbox One and PS4 generation. It's a game that will stand the test of time for the future, with loads of tracks and cars and elements and things to explore for many years to come, as well as that all-important crossplay. I look forward to seeing it all come together and check out the final game. But that's it from me for now. If there are any racing games you think I should be covering I've missed, do let me know in the comments. I may or may not cover them if I have time, but certainly if I'm aware of them, and I do have time, I will cover them. But you can expect a bit of Redout, WRC. That's going to be it for the few weeks ahead in the main. But streaming will be back as well in September. I'm not certain exactly what date yet, but stream will be back. There might be the odd test stream on YouTube, just testing it out, seeing how it gets on, seeing if it works, if there's even an audience. But in the main, it will likely be back on Twitch. It's not just racing games you see on Twitch. It's shoot 'em, retro games and stuff like that. It's more flexible for all that kind of stuff, so I tend to stream on Twitch and do say hello when I'm on there. It's always nice to have a bit of company rather than just playing on my own. It's a bit lonely and boring, so it's nice to have you guys having a chat, keeping me company while I'm doing a bit of random gaming. But that's it from me for now. As ever, more soon. Hello viewers, well thanks for watching the video today. Do like and subscribe, it supports what we do. Do become a YouTube member. YouTube Patreon supports all of our content you see on the channel, and of course lots of gaming from retro to modern games. I love it all in terms of racing action. So click on one of the two videos just there to find out more.